Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal channel. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to phase 5 of Mikel Arteta's rebuild. Mikel has confirmed that we are in phase 4 to phase 5 of the rebuild, and this summer we are going to be dealing with the transfer window, the last transfer window of the rebuild, which is the transfer window in phase 5. So in this video, I want us to dive into what is going to be the transfer window like in phase 5, what should we be expecting after the transfer window, and finally, what are the expectations of this squad after we complete phase 5. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, as Mikel Arteta says he's very excited about this incoming summer. But the question is why, and should we be expectant and very, very excited as well? So Mikel, during his press conference as Arsenal take on Fulham on Tuesday, he was asked about the transfer window and whether Arsenal are going to be active, and he said it's going to be a very big transfer window for us. We're very excited about it. We need to increase the depth of the squad, that is number one, but as well, we want to increase certain qualities and skills that we need now to go to the next step. I mean, this is a manager just this season who was asked about the phases, and he said we are in phase 4, we are going to phase 5. So phase 4 was basically about qualifying for the UCL on a consistent basis and also challenging up there in the UCL, and I think we've actually done it. And phase 4 as well was about Arsenal coming into those positions where you can say we have consolidated being one of the two best teams in the Premier League. I mean, it's now 3 years in a row. Arsenal are no longer expected to finish less than second. I mean, the last 2 seasons, this one and last one, we were expected to win the title, but at least coming second when you're expected to win isn't as bad as finishing 4th or 3rd or even out of the UCL position. So it seems like Mikel Arteta's strategy and rebuild is going according to plan. I mean, he confirmed that Arsenal coming in 2023-2024 was a little bit too early for us and the pressure was too much, but everything else is going to plan. Now, he has said that we're going to have a very big summer, and it's going to be a big summer for us, and we're excited about it. So in my opinion, what is this summer going to look like, and what is the phase 5 going to have? First and foremost, I think we all know it's going to have a major striker in there. And I've just gone with Isak, Gyökeres or Lautaro Martinez. These are the 3 that I really think, if Arsenal are really going to go for a main striker, a big goal scorer, a big fox in the box, it's going to be one of them. Now, when it comes to Alexander Isak, the price could be high and it could be huge, but he is a symbol of a phase 5. When you look at Declan Rice and when we did that signing, it showed a bit of a transition, bit like the same with Thomas Partey. When Arsenal signed Thomas Partey, it was the beginning of phase 1. Arsenal wanted players that could come in and consolidate the team, and players that could come in and be that shining light that other players could actually come and learn from. Thomas Partey has been that, and he's been doing it very, very well. I mean, he's one of the players that signed for Arsenal at the very, very first time when Mikel Arteta was given the chance to sign his own players, and he has been a very remarkable signing for the side. When you look at Declan Rice, he's a big symbol of where Arsenal are going, but it was also a big symbol of phase 4. Mikel wanted to strengthen the midfield and drill the team so that we know what we want to do. We have a particular style of play and we have a particular style and profile of players. And when you look at Declan Rice, you look at Mikel Merino, you look at Kai Havertz, Ricardo Calafiori, Saliba, Gabriel, you can see that there is a particular trend and a particular pattern when it comes to the profiles Arsenal are building. Players that are huge, players that are tall, but also very technically able and very, very talented. Also very, very, versatile as players. They can play anywhere and they can do anything. So phase 5 is going to be the Alexander Isak phase. I'm going to call it the Alexander Isak phase, although we might not get Alexander Isak. And the reason as to why I want to call it the Alexander Isak phase, I mean, guys, think about it. This is the phase where Arsenal go out there and define an attacking profile that is not Bukayo Saka. I mean, all this while, Arsenal have been playing well and we have been coming close to winning silverware, but the attacking profile, anyone can attach with Arsenal is Bukayo Saka. Yes, Trossard comes in and scores a couple of goals. Maybe Gabriel Martinelli came in and had a good season. But there is only one player that you can say that is what an Arsenal attack is. And that is Bukayo Saka. So I think this summer in phase 5 is where we now define an attacking profile that is not Saka. And this could be Alexander Isak. And don't be surprised, and I'm not surprised either, that we are interested in Hugo Ekitike. It is the profile. Mikel is trying to define another profile that is not Bukayo Saka. And he's saying, I want a player, silky, comfortable on the ball, quick, fast, can drop deep into midfield and link up play, and can also finish off chances. That is a well-defined profile of a player. And ladies and gentlemen, what I've just defined there is Alexander Isak, is Matthias Cunha, and also Hugo Ekitike. Now, apart from Isak, the other main striker could be Victor Gyökeres, who we have confirmed, according to David Onstein, that Arsenal are big admirers of, especially Andrea Bata. It's going to cost less and is a more possible deal as compared to Alexander Isak. So don't be surprised. I won't be surprised either if Arsenal just woke up in the morning and signed Victor Gyökeres. And I don't have a problem with it. For a striker who has had 40 goal contributions this season and about 40 goal contributions last season, that is what Arsenal need. Now, many people thought, including myself, that with the departure of Ruben Amorim, we might see a decline in Victor Gyökeres. To the contrary, he has scored more goals this season in Portugal as compared to last season. And we all believed that last season was his best season. I mean, this is a striker that is showing you I can do it at the top level, scoring hat-tricks against the likes of Manchester City, and I can be a better player. And also, I think Lautaro Martinez is also among the main striker options or major striker options that Arsenal will look at. It's not an easy deal to do. 80, maybe 90, maybe 100 million for a 26-year-old. Maybe Arsenal don't want to go into those price tags and into those waters. And it's understandable. But Lautaro Martinez, keep your eyes open. So I think first 5 is going to open up by Arsenal getting a major striker, and then everything else will fall into place. I've also looked at a second striker. I don't think that Andrea Bata comes in and we just get one striker. I mean, look at what he has done at Atletico Madrid over the time. And also look at what he has done at TTM just in the last few months or years he's been there. He signed Julian Alvarez, and there is a striker that is really good, but people don't pay attention to, and that is Alexander Sørloth. Sørloth was at Real Sociedad, one of the players that I really love to watch. He's Norwegian as well. Obviously, he's covered by Julian Alvarez at a TM, and he's covered by Erling Haaland, for Norway. So you might not realize how good he is. But the point is, he always wants to have 2 goal scoring machines at the club. When you had Luis Suarez there, you also had another striker there. When you had Radamel Falcao there, you also had another striker there. So it looks like Arsenal might get 2 strikers as per Andrea Bata's strategy. That is what it does. And in terms of a second striker, Šeško for me wouldn't be bad. I mean, the problem with Šeško is that if you sign Alexander Isak and sign Šeško, that's about 220 million gone on just strikers. If you sign Victor Gyökeres for 70 million euros, you can't sign Šeško as a backup striker for 70 million euros as well. So Šeško, if he's not among the major targets, and for me, I think he shouldn't be among the major striker targets, he should be among the second striker targets. I kind of feel like it's a deal that Arsenal can leave, and we shall be okay. Matthias Cunha on the other side could be an interesting one. Cunha is just 55 million euros or 55 million pounds, depending on the currency, this summer. His release clause is going to be very interesting, but most importantly, we're talking about a guy, we're talking about a player that is Premier League proven, and we're also talking about a player that is really Mikel Arteta-like. So I won't be surprised if Arsenal end up getting Cunha for maybe less than 55 million. We can negotiate it down to around 40 million and have him as our second striker. I mean, it makes more sense. Cunha as the second striker. He's versatile, can play on the right wing, can play on the left wing. It just makes sense for him to be a second striker rather than your main striker. And another one that makes more sense is Jonathan David. David is one of the players that obviously are going to be available on a free, and I think Arsenal need to pounce on this. One of the mistakes we made was not signing Marcus Thuram on a free when we had the chance. I mean, AC Milan and Inter Milan were grappling, and I was like, why are Arsenal not all over this deal? So we will get a second striker. Jonathan David, for me, is a very good candidate. Among the other candidates, I think Brand Wemo qualifies, as well as Hugo Ekitike. But we will not end there. Part of first five will see us get a winger on the left-hand side. Now, if I talk about defining another attacking profile, Mikel Arteta needs to learn this, that you can't attack down the right-hand side alone. I mean, you look at Manchester City. They play with Bernardo Silva at times on the right, or Phil Foden on the right, ever since they lost Riyad Mahrez, and Doku on the left. You've got to have the ability to attack through all directions. If City decide to go through the middle, they have Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden. If they decide to use the left, they have Doku, Savinho, and the likes of Mamouche. And if they decide to go on the right, they have so many players as well. And if I look at players and teams that like Madrid, they have Vinicius Junior, they have Mbappe, they have Rodrigo, and they can also go through the middle with the likes of Jude Bellingham. I think this kind of football, where Arsenal literally use one channel, needs to come to an end. And signing a left winger and an attacking midfielder as well, that is how we solve that problem. So for me, I think we're going to get a left winger, and these are the options. Nico Williams, obviously, is going to be cheap, 45 million. It's just that we have to pay that money at once, and we have to pay that money in one bulk. Also, his wages are going to be a little bit astronomical, so we've got to be careful. Leroy Sané is on a free, and I think if Arsenal are going to go big on a major striker, we might actually need to reduce our spending on other targets and other areas. And that's where Leroy Sané might actually come in. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't sign Nico Williams or we should snap the deal. I'm saying if Isak is the real priority, then Sané can come in as a reliable left winger that can give you quality, experience, and value without you spending a lot of money. There is also Brand Wemo, who is Premier League proven, can do as a striker, can do as a winger, and very, very good at scoring goals. The other options are Semenyo Anton at Bournemouth and Adam Lukman. I don't know, I have a feeling that Arsenal will be going in there for Adam Lukman. I mean, we are told that there is an agreement with Atalanta that the player will leave after the manager kind of blasphemed him after a penalty miss. We know that it's going to be available. Let's just wait and see if Arsenal is going to be the destination. Part of the first five rebuild is going to have us getting an attacking midfielder. Now, if this is going to be Naipan, if this is going to be Famin Lopez, if this is going to be Ryan Shaki or Ferenc Vach, I don't know. I'll never know. What I know is that Arsenal signing a striker is going to prompt us into either unlocking creativity levels in Martin Odegaard that we have not seen before, or creating as a team, or signing an attacking midfielder. And in the last 2 weeks, I've had a smile on my face as we've been linked with a couple of attacking midfielders this summer. I mean, we've talked about the likes of Ryan Shaki, we've talked about the likes of Famin Lopez, the likes of Leroy Sané, and I think maybe Arsenal wants Sané as a 10. Maybe we don't want him as a winger. I mean, his legs are going. He's no longer as fast as he used to be. So maybe we want Sané as an attacking midfielder, not as a winger. It could depend on Mikel Arteta and the profiles that he wants. But also, most importantly, we need a reliable defensive midfielder. And when I say reliable, this is what I mean. Jorginho and Partey have been reliable as a pair, and they've been giving us real quality week in, week out, day in, day out, month in, month out. But they're not reliable. You can't rely on them for the next 5 years. I mean, I know many of you love Partey and you're big fans, and you've already started writing you are talking shit. Why are you saying that Partey is not reliable? What I mean is you can rely on him as a player. He's physical, he's very, very technical, and so talented. By the next 5 years, he won't be there. And in the next 5 years, this is where this rebuild actually comes to life. So for me, Matt Zubimendi, Zubi makes a lot of sense as part of the first five rebuild. If you're going to win, you're going to have consistent performers and consistent players. And finally, as part of the market, we need to get a reliable backup goalkeeper and stop this nonsense of getting one player every single summer. So what are the expectations? The expectations are that Arsenal come out of this window with a hugely boosted starting 11 with the likes of Isak, Nico Williams, Martin Zubimendi, a team that can threaten anyone, but also we come out with a well-polished squad. A squad where players that are not going to be given enough football, Jorginho, Partey, Kieran Tierney have left, and players that are going to back up the players that we have in our fantastic starting 11 have actually been brought in. And this is what I expect come next season as we enter phase 5. First, we win the English Premier League. We have come close for 3 consecutive seasons. It will be a scam. It will be an embarrassment. It will be a sham if Arsenal don't win it in the 4th season. Also, let's try and challenge for the UCL, probably go to the semi-finals or even the final next season. I expect us to do better in camp competitions, especially the FA Cup. We should win it, or if we can't win it, let us at least get to the final. And finally, I would love to see Arsenal win a double or a treble in the coming years. Probably not next season, but as we consolidate the team, phase 5 should give us a treble or a double in one of the campaigns. Hit the like button, and I'll see you soon.